Hey guys, welcome to the TCB Naturals class with me, Craving Yellow. Today's set, as you can see, is someone I know many of you know, Cathy of Fashionable Stepmom. It's such an honor to have you here, Cathy. Yes, you guys know that at TCB Naturals, yes, we love hair. And in fact, we're all about hair that lets you shine. But we also know that as your hair is growing, life is also going. And there's so many questions that you might have as a young person. And, you need somebody who's been there, done that, to just give you the confidence to continue with your life's journey. So, Cathy, you're somebody that I look up to personally, and it's such an honor for you to be here because you're just so awesome online. Tunakupenda sana. So, for those of you, when you have Cathy, maybe Cathy, tell us a bit more about yourself.
So my name is Cathy, aka Fashionable Stepmom. I think I've been around since 2016, if I'm not wrong. But I think I started being active like maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So I'm all about blended families. That's what I wanted to do when I started. Talk about blended families, my journey as a stepmom, and just how you can navigate in a blended family. Yeah. Then, like you said, we grew and evolved, and now I'm an image consultant. Because I love fashion, and image is very important to me. It's very key.
Yeah.
And it has helped me navigate my stepmotherhood. Because there's a lot of stereotypes of stepmoms. So as much as I work behind the scenes to change the narrative, I also look the part.
Exactly. You look good. Need we say so? You look amazing. Thanks, Cathy, for being here. And yeah, you do a lot online. You've been building your brand so strongly online. It's so admirable. I know there are many young people who are watching this who are like, wow, I want to build a YouTube channel, etc. So when you were like 18, did you know maybe you would be in front of those days? It would be maybe be TV.
Yes.
Did you know you wanted to go down that path? How did you know what you wanted to do in terms of your career and what's your purpose on earth? Yeah.
Okay. So I wanted to be, when I was younger, to be Cathy.
Wow.
She's a very big idol. I used to look up to her, but then my mom said that's a joke. I wanted to be a designer. Then she said, you know what, you cannot be the fundi who shows us there at the stage. And then so I'm those people who, my parents chose what I was meant to do in campus, so I did biochemistry and molecular biology. And because I'm good at sciences and math, I finished it. And so I worked in the lab and I worked in pharma for a few years before I changed. And I'll be very honest, and I'll tell young people, I wasn't those people who had 100% clear guideline or plan of where I wanted to go. Because first of all, there was no advice from our parents. We didn't have guidance and counseling. And I'm not that much of a thinker, so I just did the course, and after that did something else, and after that I did a bit of CFA. So it's financial accounting, and I was like, okay, so for me, then I went and became a teacher.
Wow.
And my master's to be a kindergarten teacher. And then that's where I've been, and then I joined social media I wanted to blog about blended families as just a side thing. And then it grew and it has a life of its own, and I went back to my love of fashion. I wanted to be a designer. And then I think Kasavuli now on YouTube.
Exactly.
So I'm those people who are learning as much as the YouTube space was not very big when I started, and I didn't know, but have faith. And keep working, keep moving. The point is not to stop, even when it doesn't make sense. Because there are many times it didn't make sense to me.
True. That's so interesting to see that you've come full circle.
It is.
You've literally come full circle.
I don't even think my mom understands. I think my mom realized the other day I was on YouTube with my friend. It's just too much hard work to try and explain. So
it'll just be. She'll find out when she finds out.
Yeah.
But don't you think now that when you look back, I always tell people who watch my channel that even for me it was the same thing. I studied political science. Now I'm here doing YouTube and social media marketing.
The parents.
Exactly. The parents, funny enough, they've accepted. I think they've seen it grow and they've seen that it makes sense, even monetary wise, etc. But I think the same skills that made me a good political science student made me a good YouTuber. Things like self-discipline, attention to detail, excellence. Wouldn't you say the same thing for you? Mtu wa madhafu na science.
Yes.
The precise mind. You have a precise mind.
I know that. And just to tell young people out there, there's nothing you do in life is a waste. and you never stop learning.
Exactly.
Up to now, I still have to study in December because I want to be an international certified image consultant. So I have to do a course, AICI, which is just in America. So you can imagine, I'm studying during Christmas holidays. I'm studying, and so you never stop learning. And when you learn something and you think, oh, it's a waste of my time, nothing is ever wasted.
Nothing is ever wasted. That's amazing.
So keep moving.
Yeah, and you have to keep improving on yourself.
Yes.
You can't say that umefika. Yeah, exactly.
Hakuna kufika as long as you're alive and breathing.
Yeah. You have to keep improving, keep learning,
Yes.
keep pushing your boundaries, keep creating new spaces for yourself.
Thank you.
Because we're not just one-dimensional people. Sometimes when you're in uni, you're like, I'm just going to be a doctor. But you may be a doctor, you're good at golfing, you're an artist, there's so many skills that you can have. I'm sure you're a great kindergarten teacher. I'm sure you are a great pharmacy. Biochemist.
You know,
imagine.
of the drug.
Yeah.
Learning people skills, you know, talking to the receptionist when you're going to the consultant, being patient, learning how to persevere even when things are not working out.
Yeah.
I can imagine even your journey transitioning was not easy.
Yes, it has not been easy. But I think that, as we're saying, the same skills that allow you to be excellent at all those roles in life are what have made you even who you are today. Because anybody can say, I'm going to wake up and be an image consultant. But to be where you've reached, it takes discipline, skill, commitment, that thirst for knowledge. It doesn't just happen, automatically.
And also learning from mistakes. Mistakes are part of it.
Yeah.
Even when you have clients, even when you have jobs you have to do for people, when you make a mistake, acknowledge it and learn from it. Take responsibility. Because that's part of learning.
Yeah. Wow, that's really, really beautiful. So guys, if you're watching this and you're wondering, oh my gosh, I don't know, I thought I would be a teacher, now you want to be, don't know what. Trust the journey, trust the process. It's okay for the journey to evolve, and it's okay for you to discover as you grow older what you actually love to do. Yeah, and the money will come, the opportunities will come.
Imagine the money
passion will
passion beings.
Kabisa.
Guys, I still want to learn how to knit. I used to learn teaching.
Really?
It's something I want to do. You know? So you are always learning every day. That's the right attitude you have. That's so interesting. So as you said earlier, you are a mom, and it's been quite a journey for you. So just for example, Cathy, and we've discussed this even offline. So for those of you who don't know, I got married about 9 months ago. And congratulations!
Thank you.
It's not a joke, guys.
It's not a joke.
Pastor wedding.
It's not a joke, and it's been so fun. It's been the most life-changing experience of my life. So exciting, and so many emotions come with that change, So, I mean, if there's a young girl watching today and she's wondering, how do I know this is the right guy? And by the way, guys, caveat, we had a video on YouTube discussing this.
Yes.
I was on her channel. And we're discussing the privileges between a husband and a boyfriend. So that the comment section there is fire. It is so interesting.
Yes.
But for you, Cathy, if you could just give them maybe 3 things that you can say in your journey, how did you know you were on the right path as regards a partner who could support you in life and who you could raise a family with? Because I think that's what marriage is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. So I'd say I was very young and I wasn't looking for a marriage. I wasn't looking for a life partner. But I was just from a breakup and I just knelt down. I remember 31st, I didn't go for the usual festivities. And I just went out and told God, please bring the right person. And then I left it there. And then when Mike came along, I would be lying if I would say goticalistic. It felt my heart felt right. It felt I was at peace. Even if there was a lot of confusion, he was going through a divorce, I'm meeting the children, my parents were like, no, he's been married before, but it felt right for me. I was at peace within myself, and I felt, what, God will give me the grace to hide it. So it has to feel right, number one. And I think for me, it's also the person himself, the values. For me, it's very important. Do we share the same values? Values in terms of life, okay? Do we share the same values? Kindness, being a good person, and such stuff. Values is very important. Priorities. For me, what am I looking at? Okay, guys, you cannot say I'm looking for a 6 foot, dark, successful, rich. No one has a food. You also don't come as a food.
True.
So sit down and think. What are my priorities in a partner? If I want to have kids, what are my priorities in a family? If he meets some of those and the important ones, then you can work on the rest because I'm also not perfect. I feel like that's very important. And then the rest will come. The rest figure it out. And as long as you have good perfect towards one another. Trust me, there's nothing impossible. I'm not saying it's not going to be difficult.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there are times where you will not meet eye to eye.
Yeah.
But then you come in and realize we compromise for the sake of our relationship.
Yeah.
And then key is being friends.
Yeah. True.
At the end of the day, let's be honest, guys. I know it's been 12 years. Sometimes I don't even remember.
Imagine.
You sit there and I'm like, huh? I said yes to you.
Yeah.
Then he looks at me and says, I said yes to you.
Say yes to
But
you.
you're friends at the end of the day. So not every day will you feel that fuzzy romantic feeling. And it's also good to feel it and enjoy. It is your time to enjoy. But there will come a time when friendship is what keeps you going.
Exactly.
And the values you stand for.
Exactly. Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like Cathy, I mean, as I say, I told you guys, I could sit with Cathy for hours because every time we talk, I learn so much.
Yes.
And I think you come from such a sincere space. Yeah. So, guys, this is part 1. I know we are just getting started, but next week we'll have part 2 up, and you can stay tuned for those details. Please go and follow Cathy on her social media. What is your handle? Fashionable Stepmom.
So my handle is Fashionable Stepmom everywhere on YouTube, on Instagram. I have a website also. So feel free to go and check it out.
Yeah.
And thank you for having me.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure to come.
Thank you. So guys, stay tuned. Next week we'll be here and we're discussing something really, really interesting. I'd love for you to tune in. Leave me your questions down below if you have any. I know we've just scratched the surface, but I just feel like I've learned something. I want you to remember at least the 2 or 3 things. I can't bombard you with everything because I know there's a lot. But leave me your questions or your comments down below. We'll get to them. But yeah, that's it from now. We'll see you here very soon. Between now and then, we are sending you so much love and sunshine.